So, there we go. There
Got
we
better?
go. You're
Yay!
amazing. All right, you good? You in a good spot?
I think so.
Let's
If this
start. Let's
works for
start
you,
this
it
over.
works
Good
for me.
morning, everyone. My name is Billy Cowell, coming to you live with a Fit Pro interview podcast with Victoria Tolbert Ashley. All right. Every week, I want to inspire you to boost your impact, extend your outreach, and ultimately help fitness professionals create more income. So today we have Victoria Tolbert Ashley, who inspires me in so many ways. As a matter of fact, most of the questions I'm going to focus on are what she's doing in her life and how that can be shared with the community.
Are we still good?
It's really loud.
It's a little loud. Let me go around the corner. Is that better?
Where do you work?
Midtown,
You got a suit on?
primarily.
You
Huh?
have a suit on?
Do I have a suit on? I have a pseudo suit on.
Woo!
Semi-sort of suit. Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so Victoria and I have worked together for probably more than 10 years. I've seen her kids grow up.
Yeah,
I've seen my kids grow up. We've known each other for a long time. I've seen her do different things here and there. I'm going to ask some questions about what she's doing and let her answer because I'm really impressed with her fitness movement, and there's a lot of depth to it. So I'm over some of the depth, but I have to definitely say, Victoria, it's been a blessing ever that I've known you and ever that I've worked with you. You are always someone who's very, very well in keeping your so what, and I'm sure you agree that in our industry, it's often hard to keep one's cool. Whether it's the people you're working with, the clients, the trainers, etc. And you've always been doing that. That's been really exciting to see. Now I asked you some questions the other day about what you're doing in your career and what you've been working on, what's been working for you, and you had some very in-depth information. So I want to go over that a little bit. Can you tell me what got you started in fitness?
What got me started in fitness?
Right.
Coming from a fashion background, I loved clothes. I loved the way that clothing made people look, feel. But then I also noticed that there was another aspect of that I really loved, and I loved the connecting with people and being able to help people establish the certain look or brand for themselves that they wanted. And I realized that it wasn't all rooted in fashion for me. I've always been a pretty healthy individual, and started to work with people that needed more help around obesity issues. And so it really came full circle for me, just wanting to be more hands-on and touch people in a different way outside of just dressing them or advising them on their fashion.
Wow, and how long ago was this?
Oh, you trying to date me, Billy? Ooh. So I have to say probably about 12 to 15 years ago.
That's great. Just shows
Yeah.
how much experience you have. So that's 12 or 15 years you've been in fitness, and it was that long ago that you were in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, I've still been in and out of fashion. I mean, definitely not full time, but I've still been involved in the fashion world as well.
So what other parallel or symbiotic projects do you have going on right now?
Currently, I have, a couple projects going on outside of the day-to-day full-time life that we lead as fitness professionals. That can be anything from management, teaching, training, giving a seminar. I have an online practice where I do coaching and programming. I also have a mini clothing line, which is more of an athleisure clothing line that I work with. I have a mentorship group that is more of a presentation group, advising people on how to present themselves, their body language, how muscular control and muscular development can help them improve not only their posture but their presentation. So we work on building packages. I have a mentorship group, and I mentioned I had the mentorship group. I have my Physique Warriors online platform as well, and my book, which is almost done. I'm very excited about my health and fitness book, which the first book is really geared more towards mothers, or women who want to become mothers but also don't want to feel like they lose themselves or lose their bodies. So
When is that coming out?
yeah, it should be released in September on Amazon first. There's some background publishing things that are going on, but I can't talk about them because nothing's solidified, but it's not going to stop you from doing it. So yeah,
Well,
it should be ready to go and release in September. I do plan on having the PDF version available probably end of July, beginning of August, but we'll see. I'll keep you posted on that.
well, I'm trying to build this group up to 1,000 people well before that. And one of the requirements for each one of them is going to be buying your book.
All right, I like it.
I mean, we got to support each other, right? So if someone puts out something like that,
Absolutely.
that's got to be really important. That's valuable. What would you, what's your day-to-day grind?
Day-to-day grind. Ooh, so I've done a couple of videos, and so you obviously haven't caught those. Typically, it's wake up 4:30 in the morning, make sure the meals that were pre-prepped are ready to go. It's probably one or two clients or classes prior to coming to work. And I, unlike some people, I work in fitness, health, and wellness full time. So I teach or train before coming to work as a fitness director, fitness wellness director, where I lead a team of people, fitness business, do presentations, teach classes. Then after work, teach, train more clients / rush to my daughters to make sure that they're geared up and ready to go for the day. So on any given day, I'm either teaching, training clients, giving presentations, doing coachings, doing classes that actually aren't fitness related. A lot of them are public speaking or presentation related classes. So it really varies. There's no one set typical day though, so that's a lot in a little nutshell.
What's your full-time job?
I actually work with Optum Health full time, so I work for private corporations consulting on their fitness and wellness services offerings.
Wow. So how many hours a week do you say on top of that you train or teach classes?
On top of my full-time schedule, I'm teaching or training an additional 18 hours a week.
Fun. Fun. So I like the online training that you do. Tell me about that.
So online training, it is packaged in a way, the way that I do it, I will either have, just 1 second, I have a group growing by, sorry. My online training platform, I'm coaching clients, but they all are delivered a written program. And so when we're doing our video sessions, and I can do those on Skype or Zoom, depending on the platform that's being. Billy?
I lost you. I was so sad.
I know, I was too.
Well, my house is already like Seinfeld. I mean, we had a jackhammer out front. Literally right in front of our house. So I had to move in the back, and maybe my connection's not so good. I can edit it though, don't sweat it.
I thought it was mine, and then I looked, I'm like, I'm on full Wi-Fi, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all of your viewers for the technical difficulties.
I'm gonna edit it. So what is going on? So listen, let me ask you a couple good questions here. Do you have any mentors?
Oh, I definitely have mentors. I don't think that anybody can get through any industry, especially ours, without having Mentors, Phil Kaplan for me has been a big, huge mentor.
Bill Kaplan, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you
Phil
ever met
Kaplan, I was
him?
a part of his Be Better program a number of years ago with some other amazing professionals. Velma Garnes is a huge mentor for me. Oh, I yeah, I have quite a few mentors. I don't know if you want me to name them all.
The good ones, ones that you want to share. You know, imagine you're mentoring the little you. Who do you want to encourage them to check out?
I couldn't hear the last part.
The little you, the little you. Who would you want to encourage the little you to check out?
You said which one mentors the little me?
No, who would you want to tell the little Victoria to check out?
Oh, who do I want to tell the little Victoria to check out?
Oh yeah.
Um, there's so many people. I want her to check you and your wife out.
That's flattering. I appreciate that.
No, there are so many people. As long as they are people that are living a whole life, and not people that are being caught up in the rat race. Being a trainer, being an instructor, being a fitness professional, sometimes you get sucked up in the textbook version of what you are supposed to be. And I really try to raise the little Victorias, if you will, my little angels, to live a free life. And living free really means doing whatever inspires you and connecting purposefully with people that are not only going to inspire you, but people that are going to help push you forward. Not only tell you what you want to hear, but tell you what you need to hear. Give you those rough moments and are going to basically serve as your board of advisors. So as my little people are growing, hey, definitely, like I said, people like you and Kyla can definitely be on their little board of advisors, because I know and I trust that you're going to guide them the best way possible and not be in a system or fall within a system, fall within a box where you're going to be trapped. So yeah, anybody that can help my babies grow and not fall within the textbook version or what other people say they are supposed to be or what their career is supposed to be. Those are the people that can advise my munchkins.
Now, how do you tell someone to go for what they're inspired to do when they have to pay their bills by working 35, 40 hours in fitness?
Very good question. And it can be hard for all of us. But the way that I go about telling people to do that is sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. And so the first step to that is you might be in a job or a situation that is you're using as a stepping stone, if that makes sense. So use what's going to pay your bills as a stepping stone in order to be able to do or fund what it is that you really want to do. With that being said, are people taking the right classes? Are people surrounding themselves with the right circle in order to be able to live in the circle or the bubble or the path that they want to live in? So it's obviously easier said than done, but I just encourage people to find a way to do what you want to do, so that you can be happy. The more you're adding things in that are feeding you in a positive way, those are nutrients, and those are things that are nourishing you. If you're in a job or a role, just because you need to pay bills, you need to find a way to break away from that. And even if it's being starting baby steps, being spoon fed to you, where you might start off volunteering and doing what it is that you want to do, and you build connections, you build purposeful connections, and you're volunteering in what it is that you want to do, and you start to talk to people and say, hey, these are services that I offer. You might have to start off as a consultant in what you want to do. It really just varies. So yeah, pay your bills, but don't pay your bills in a complacent way. Pay your bills in a way that feeds you and nourishes you. Find a way to live your purpose-driven life.
Wow, that's great. I mean, because for me, it was 10 years in that grind before I talked to someone like you that actually inspired me to like break out a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's why I started this community, because we need more people to get that inspiration to break out. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What fitness accomplishments have had the most effect on your outreach today?
Ooh. Um, you know what? Being able to do travel presentations, I don't do a ton of them, but I try to do at least 2 a year. Doing travel presentations has had the biggest impact on me because it helped me step out of my comfort zone. I was at one point feeling very comfortable being a New York City trainer instructor, loaded, busy schedule. And was just like, yes, I'm making it. And it wasn't until I started doing my online stuff and had clients that were in other areas, or when I started traveling, people saying, I wish you could come here. I see you on Facebook, or I've seen a friend of mine send me a link. And I was like, well, why can't I go there? If you pull the group together, then I'll make it a point to come. And so when I started adding in more travel fitness events, it became more of a outlet, more of a profit center for me, if you will. I'm not just letting it come to me. I will plan them myself. If there are people that I connect with from different areas that have said, I'm like, okay, what facilities are you a patron of? Who's the manager? Let me get in contact with them. Can we put together a package so that I can help service people in your area? So for me, that's been the biggest impact because it's given me a wider reach. It allowed me to cast a wider net, and it also allowed me to get out of my head and see myself as more of an expert in the industry. And obviously I'm continuing to work on my expert positioning, but that for me, that's the biggest thing by far.
Wow. So, are you an entrepreneur?
I am an entrepreneur
Why?
because it's who I am at the core. I do have a job, yes, but I love my job and what I do. And even in my job, I'm very entrepreneurial. It's who I am at the core, and I'm an entrepreneur because I love to be able to be analytical and creative and be in control, if you will, of my schedule, of my time, and of my development. So for me,
Wow.
that's why I'm an entrepreneur because it allows me the freedom to live and to grow at my pace and not succumb to someone else's stipulations on my growth pattern and where I'm going to go and how I'm going to get there.
I think you're an entrepreneur to the deepest sense of the word. I mean, I don't even think that I could interview and get as deep as I want to get into all these things.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, what would you say to someone who's struggling or questioning whether or not they're going with their business or
I'm I'm sorry, Billy. Can you ask me that one more time? You said, what would I say to someone that's struggling to do what?
struggling or questioning whether or not to continue their business or their entrepreneurial, their pursuit of being an entrepreneur?
I would say to someone what I always say to people: evaluate if it's what you really want to do, and make your struggle your success. We're there. If you're there's no success without struggling. And we read books, we read stories all the time about people that have struggled. But if you can ask yourself if what you're doing, and if it's a fitness business, if it's a wellness business, if you will, if it's something that you really want to do, ask yourself, what is it in you that drives you? So you make the thing the priority, the number one thing that drives you. And then you look at your other experiences or your other skills and you build some subcategories and you build some sub income streams from those things. And you can start to build out your business plan and connect with the right people to make sure that you're excelling and pushing yourself into your career, into your business, and that way you can continue with your business. I also recommend for people that are struggling, surrounding yourself with people that have your best interest in mind, and that's a blanket statement, but by that I mean pick people, select your own board of advisors, select your own board of executives. These people are going to be someone who is very business oriented, someone who is very creative, someone who's strategic, someone who's analytical, and make sure you have at least 3 to 5 people that can supply you with what you need, the critical information, the critical details that you need to succeed in your business. Even if it starts off as you being a sole proprietor and you don't set up your business with whatever state that you live in, find yourself a board of advisors, get yourself on a regular calendar meeting with them, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever it takes for you to get there. Get yourself a board of advisors so that you can succeed and so that your business can grow in the way that you want it to grow. Hi, cutie pie. Play date soon.
It's not usually this one that jumps on the videos.
Hey, listen, Ziva does it all the time too. Trust me. She's got her own TV show now too.
Oh, so good. So
Hi,
good.
Nella.
That was Abby.
Oh, it was Abby? Oh my gosh, she's gotten so big.
They're twins.
Yeah. Holy cow. I'm sorry, Abby.
Yep, they're totally super twins. So, do you have a blog or email marketing?
Okay, what'd you say?
Do you have a blog or email marketing?
I actually took my blog down temporarily, but it will be back up. The Physique Warriors blog will be back up and running in May 2018. Website is victoriatolbert.com or physiquewarriors.com. That's my sister site where I do all of my online and consulting businesses through. And yeah, that's where I am right now. And I'll give you my podcast details later. It's still a fluff in progress. It's being ballooned up, if you will.
Everything's in progress. That's how we do it.
That is how you have to do it.
Yeah.
And it's always new and exciting.
So, what's a book you would recommend?
What's a what?
What's a book that you would recommend? What books?
Can I recommend 2 books?
Definitely.
So the first book, completely not necessarily a fitness book, but it's a keeper for me, is The 4 Agreements. It's something that reinforces being true to yourself and just gives you a foundation. It allows you to do some deep soul searching so that you can do what you need to do, and it keeps you honest with yourself. The second book is a book called Start with No, and it allows you some strong thought and evaluation on your negotiation skills, because this business becomes very personal, and sometimes when we are our own boss, we want to say yes to everything without giving things some hardcore thought. So Start with No and The 4 Agreements. Those are the 2 books that I would recommend.
Who writes Start with No? Who's the author?
I can't hear you.
Who's the author for Start with No?
Oh my God. Oh, I wasn't expecting you to ask me that. Holy cow. I hate to say it, but I'm going to tell you to Google it.
That's fine. When I do the text for the interview, I'll actually put a link to Amazon in there.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's funny because I've done about 5 or 6 interviews in the last 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I've read the 4 Agreements, and 2 or 3 other people have recommended it.
Really?
Yep.
Awesome.
And it's a short read. It's a short read. If you get it on Audible, it's only 2 chapters. So what is the best way to get a hold of you, and what is a possible business venture that you would want to partner with somebody?
Best way to get a hold of me, and what else?
What business venture would you be open to partnering with somebody about currently?
Ooh. The best way to get a hold of me is emailing bt@victoriatolbert.com. That'll come directly into my info inbox. And the business that I'd be open to partnering with someone on is probably, at the moment, presentations. If there's someone who wants to develop their presentations, jump on a couple panels with me, and do some heavy writing, I'd be willing to co-write a book or co-present. I'm really expanding my presentations right now. So if someone wanted to jump on and collaborate on a business project, the Additional Profit Center, those would be the two primary ways to connect with me at the moment.
And you'd be willing to mentor someone doing that.
You said, would I be willing to?
Mentor somebody doing that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
Do you have any final notes?
Yeah, sure. Final thought would just be similar to what you're doing and what you and your wife are doing, because I think you guys are an amazing team. Continue, or if you're not doing something that you really want to be doing, connect with people like a Billy, like a Kyla, some of the people that Billy has interviewed. Try to find a way to get in touch with some of those people so that you can get some one-on-one guidance and really start to develop your business, not the business that the industry says that you should be running. Not the business that a facility says that you should be running, not the business that a big box fitness club says you should be running. Step out of your comfort zone, stay away from complacency and people that are complacent, because they will guide you down a path that is stale and stagnant. And live your best life. My slogan is always go beyond good enough. And if you're just saying every day, okay, this is good enough, then it's not good enough. You got to go beyond good enough. So that would be my final thought, is go beyond good enough and connect with those people that are going to push you beyond.
Bella asked today, raise your hand in the house if you're crazy. And all of us raised our hands.
I'm a little crazy.
And we all said, if you're not raising your hand, we're doing something wrong. Well, I don't want to let you go back to work.
I'm okay. I got some leeway. Don't worry.
I want to just hang out with you for another half an hour.
I have a couple client meetings though that I do need to prep for. What'd you say?
I yelled for my older one to come say hi to you. Say hi. That's the older one. You know the
How are you?
And that's the younger one. See, they're twins.
Oh my goodness, you guys are so big and beautiful. I have to tell Ziva that I saw you, and she'll scream, say hello.
What's your daughter's name again?
Huh?
What's your daughter's name again?
Ziva and Dalis.
You know them from New York Sports Club. Oh, you got one more, Victoria. One more.
One more what? Oh, yes. Hey, how are you? Oh my gosh, you guys have such a beautiful family. Such a beautiful family. I love it.
Oh, thank you, Victoria. I really appreciate your time.
No problem.
I'm going to to make it usable, because there's some dead spots and some mix-ups in it. But what's up in your head here is I really got to get that out to the community I'm trying to work with. I encourage you to look at the text version of our interview and say to yourself, how am I applying this? Because you are just a wealth of knowledge. The information you have in there, if we could all apply just what you said today, it would be huge for all of us.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely, and I look forward to working with you more.
Definitely.
We'll make it happen.
All right. You have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.